Good afternoon. You're listening to the Mother's Justice Show on 11:50 a.m. KKNW. I'm your host, Reverend Walden. It's my joy to be on the air. I love radio. I grew up with radio, so radio is really part of my DNA with radio. So I love being on the air. My guest
In the
is already here.
process
I'll bring it on
of
in just
working
a
throughout.
minute. I just want to announce quickly that Mothers for Police Accountability will be having our community meeting on the 31st of May at the Liberty Bank apartment community room from 6 to 7:30. And I'll announce that again before the show is over. But I want to bring my lovely guest in. Her name is Miss Alicia Dassa. I met her through an untimely situation of sorrow, but I tell you, we have so much togetherness together. So I just want to bring on Miss Dassa. How you doing today, Alicia? How you doing?
Hello, I'm really excited to be here with you. I've had a crazy morning and just chatting with you is already making me feel better.
Well, yeah, you are we're friends. We're
Yes,
friends
we are.
beyond the circumstances and the events. Had we met at the grocery store 10 years ago, we would be friends. So we have something that has brought us together. But just wanted to give you an opportunity to come on. And I know that my listeners, some of them might know you and some of them might not. But also want to let them know that this will be available in podcasts after the show is over. But I just wanted to give you some time to come on and to talk about, what has happened in your life here in the last couple of years and a few years, and that how it's been changed forever in one way, but also how you've grown in another way of allowing other people to be and to be with you. So I just want to give you some time to just talk about it.
Yeah. So for folks who don't know, my son, Connor Dassa Holland, was killed in front of our home in Rainier Beach, um, Mother's Day of 2020. He was attending the University of Washington at the time and was home because the dorms were closed at the UW due to COVID. And so he had been home since about March of 2020 and then ended up being killed just a couple months later. Yeah. So it was a big thing to have something so crazy and unexpected happen. That's kind of an understatement.
Yeah, it was a life-changing event that rocked your world, your family's world.
Yeah.
And all of his friends and the people who life that he had touched in his short time that he was on the planet in the body. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll help you out on that. I mean,
Thank you.
My grandson knew him. I mean, because he calls himself Omi. And of course, he just graduated from Loyola on the 11th of this month. So they knew each other. And then I think my son Omai knew him through his son, through my grandson. Yes. And so we're connected through our children. And then Omai Chikundi, I already knew your husband, and so he was called immediately. And so this is we have been webbed together by this event, and I'm not gonna have you to go it by yourself because we here together, and
right.
Where you don't have words, I have words because we've been there. I came right away. Yes. It was Mother's Day, and your son, you were healthcare, you into public health, and your son took his last breath in your arms. He took his first breath also as he was coming to the world. So he took his first breath with his lovely mother, and this circumstance happened that he took his last breath with his lovely mother. So want that. I mean, so you don't have to say that again. in public for
Right.
me ever again, because I understand that, and I understand what it is to have the first breath and the last breath as the mother. So
Yeah.
and
It
go ahead.
it changes things. It changes
Yes, it
how
does.
you parent. It
Yes, it does.
changes the dynamic of your family.
Yes, it does.
And it changes your priorities as a
Yes,
whole
yes.
personally. I
Hmm.
think
Yes. Hmm.
just in your own life,
Yes.
separate of being a mom and being a wife and a friend, your whole person is different.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. Yes,
and
it is.
I, you
And
know,
that's
that
mhm.
has been, I think, the biggest thing. The first year is such a blur. And the second year, you're really trying to figure out what happened the first year. And we just made it into year three. And now really just trying to figure out, we know what the reality is. We
Right.
know that he's not going to come through the door tomorrow.
Right.
We understand the impact that it's had on our other kids and on our
Yes.
family and
Hmm.
on his friends. And so now it's trying to figure out, how do we live the life that we're
Yes.
given
Right.
without this person with
Right.
us.
Hmm.
And
Yes.
so that's the path that we're on right now.
Yes.
And not only trying to live for us, but continue living for him,
Yes.
so that
Yes.
hopefully one day when we see each other again, we'll have great stories to share.
Right.
Um,
Right. Yes. And then for the other children, I mean,
yeah,
because and one of the things that I learned when my mother died when I was 2, and my grandmother told me years later when I was grown that she stopped living that day. And so her children, she had 8 other children, so she wasn't present for her children.
yeah,
And I always remembered that because most people know that my son is in spirit also. I always remembered that, and I said, "Wow," because her sorrow was so deep and so I mean, it was 1948, of course, but her sorrow was so deep that she never ever lived a life again. She worked and did all the things that was necessary, but she wasn't alive for other 8 children. You know.
right. And I think that's one of the biggest things that we as parents worry about
Right.
when we look at everything that's happened over the last, 3 years, and not just us, but all of the other parents that have been affected, because the last 3 years in the city of Seattle
Ah,
have been pretty rough in terms
it's
of the
been
murder
pretty
rate.
rough. It's been pretty rough.
Yeah,
The murder rate. I mean, it is just, it is astronomical. It's off the chart.
right.
It is inhumane. It is insane. It is all of those things. And in the wake of all of that big splash is all the mothers there
Right. And
treading water, trying to find their way. Yes.
well, and the kids that are being affected by losing
Yes.
their friends at such a
Yes.
high rate at such a
Yes.
young age,
Yes. Yes.
there we don't know for sure
Right.
what that impact is going to be down the line. We can
No.
only go based on
Right.
what we know from historical
That's right.
situations.
Right.
And there's a lot of people doing a lot of great work in the community,
Yes.
right? There's lots of organizations that are really doing everything they can to help. And I mean, that has definitely quieted our neighborhood down, um, on some level
Mm-hmm.
over the last couple of years, but there's so much more,
Oh, yes.
you
Right.
know, that people are dealing with,
Right.
and
Yes.
so much more that we can do to help,
Right.
or just try, not so much help, but
Right.
just try to level out the stress
That's
and
right. Right. The
anxiety that gets
anxiety.
put on
That's right.
people.
Mm-hmm. That's
um
right. Mm-hmm.
there was a shooting at Stan Sayers at Mount Baker at the pits
Mm.
last week, and my oldest son happens to be a coach at Mount Baker rowing.
Oh, okay.
And so
Yeah,
the
my grandson is with that rowing
yes,
team, I believe.
yes, he is.
Chikundi Tall. I don't
Yes,
call him
he
little.
is.
I don't call him little Cun. He's taller than his dad.
Well, and he does row on the boys team there, and my son
Yes.
is the coach of the girls team.
Yes.
And we saw that come up, and we were calling him immediately. And unfortunately, that's one of the outcomes of what's
Yes.
happened is that,
Right.
we hear these things are happening, and we're on the phone with all of our older kids who are in their mid to late 20s to make sure that
Mm-hmm.
they're okay. And you don't want to be that crazy parent that shows up at their job to make sure they're okay because they're not answering their phones.
Right. Right.
but but that's something that we all think about, whether we lose
Oh
a
yes.
child or not. if
That's right.
if
That's right.
if
Mm-hmm.
your kid is somewhere and that happens, or if you're at home and you hear
Mm-hmm.
gunshots and your
Right.
child is out,
Right.
the things that are
Right.
running through your mind
Right.
are
Right.
are unstoppable.
Right. Right. And that's so true. It really is. And that's why it takes a lot of courage to keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a tremendous amount of what you didn't know you had, not specifically to you, but other from others. They know that they had. Now they know they had the stamina and strength to have a baby because it ain't easy. Let's be real.
Right. Right.
And sometimes you just say, come on, I'm gonna have this baby now. I'm tired. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. Right.
But then for this event in this part of your life, it's another kind of courage and another kind of strength to put your feet on the floor, to talk
Yeah.
to people, and in your case, not even having any leads or anything like that. In
Yeah.
your case, is not the only case. That has been going on. But I want to take a little break here because I want to play a little bit of music and come back and just just let you just be in Mother's Justice living room, okay?
All right.
All right, we'll take a break and listen to the Mother's Justice Show, and we'll be right back.
The Mother's Justice Show is brought to you by H.G. Walden and the Virtues Healing Circles. Join us for Wisdom and Wellness with Reverend Walden, a monthly virtual and in-person healing circle that focuses on community healing and growth. Learn more at virtueshealing.com. That's virtueshealing.com. Also, be sure to join our healing group on Facebook. Again, visit us at virtueshealing.com today.
Colorectal cancer doesn't stop for COVID-19. Hello, I'm Dr. Cecilia Brewington. If you are age 45 or older, it's time to return to care and get tested. The government requires insurance companies to cover not only colonoscopy, but a range of tests, including virtual colonoscopy and other less invasive exams. Talk to your doctor about your options today. For more information on virtual colonoscopy, visit radiologyinfo.org.
Hi, this is Dr. Kay Mahina Intron, inviting you to tune in on Mondays on 1150 KKNW at 5 p.m. to Dr. K's Attuning to Your Abundance, where we honor everyday abundance through positive messages, poetry, music, affirmations, and writing exercises. For more information, contact Dr. K Workshops at gmail.com or Facebook, Dr. K's Abundance.
Good afternoon. You're listening to the Mother's Justice Show at 11:50 a.m. KKNW, and it's my joy to be on the air. I love radio. Like I said, I love radio. And I love that song. That's one of my freedom anthems, Miss Dassa, Alicia. I play that song when I need energy to know that I'm not on this journey by myself. I woke up this morning with my mind set on freedom, and so
Yes. It's a good way to wake up.
it is, and I used to have my children singing it. Because sometimes life is so hard that you have to pretend like it's easy.
Yeah. I mean,
So
there are days where getting up and taking a shower and continuing to breathe feels hard.
yes, yes, and I know that there's no leads in your case. Is that right? I mean, in
No.
SPD, because all of this happened during this time when the police department, when people would, all the loud voices defund the police, and so it's not enough. And a lot of them left, and some of them should have left, but it left
Right.
Seattle. It left Seattle in a bad place, and it looks like all the people who want to harm one another are coming to Seattle.
Yeah.
Because you could just say nobody's coming after you because there's not enough. It's not enough law enforcement who actually might want to solve them. I might want to do something. And then
Right.
they say if these people just want to harm themselves, let them. I mean, you got all this stuff going, but I don't want. I don't want to take too much from my voice listening. I want to let your
No.
voice be out there.
But I mean, I think historically, when you look at neighborhoods like ours and neighborhoods like yours and, across the country, not just here, but when you just said, oh, those people want to harm themselves, let them go ahead and do it.
Right.
There's not a lot of buy-in or reasons that they believe they should save neighborhoods like ours.
That's right. Exactly.
And that's a really sad place to be.
Right.
It's a really sad place when you see all these men, and I say men, but they're really still boys between 18 and 24. I have 3 of those,
Right.
And when we're seeing them lose their lives at the rate that they are in comparison to other areas,
That's right.
there's something so overwhelmingly it's overwhelmingly sad. And I mean, tragic feels like a big word, but it is. It's, we're losing these men, these boys who have gifts that they haven't even had a chance to share yet.
Right.
And they have these bright lights that are suddenly gone. And it just shows because all the dark is coming out.
Right.
And everyone that talked about defunding the police, I find that really interesting because when you talk about things like that, you get in a situation where something bad happens to you, and then who do you call?
Right.
Who are you going to call on your worst day?
That's right.
And while, yes, I agree, there are definitely some officers that left and should have left, and probably some others that should have left along with them but didn't. There are also officers that go out of their way to try to serve.
That's right.
And we need to give them the credit that where credit is due.
Right.
I will say we had one detective who retired in December, and he communicated with me on a regular basis.
Right.
And yes, there were no leads, but at least I knew what was going on. And he would call me back and let me know if things come up or whatever. The new experience that I've had has been a little different. Communication hasn't been exactly stellar. And that's something that we're working on. I have done, as you have too, we've been in lots of spaces with Chief Diaz, and we've done lots of community events with him.
Right.
And I think that he's really doing everything he can to try to make things better, not just in the department itself, but for the families that are affected by murder and other crimes.
Yeah, and it's a hard when I start using the word murder instead of killing, I mean it makes a difference because we're so used to saying killing, but it really is murder. Sounds so different. And your son was murdered. I mean, and that type of stuff. So I think so. So, but and all of this, we have accepted a culture of death in the last 30 years.
Yes, we have.
I mean, it was been programmed. I mean, all the movies and stuff, and all the things about killing. I can remember now we got Rambo going into schools. I mean, because Hollywood is a projector of things to come. I mean, it really is. I mean, like the birth of a nation with the Ku Klux Klan. I mean, it is the greatest social engineering tool in the world. I mean, and even when the radio was on, one of my sons says, "Well, Mama, when the radio was on and it had Amos and Andy, you didn't get a visual." I said, "But when it came on the television and people got a visual, then people, the stereotypes grows more and more." And it's been over 30 years now that we've been living in a culture of death, and we look at all the children who have died at some time I started doing in this work. I mean, it's like the war came home to America, and you don't know who the real enemies are. I mean, it's like the children have been programmed in social engineering to absolutely pick up guns when it is opportunity. It's always been opportunity. I mean, we had to fight for opportunity, but
Right.
Seattle has always had some form of opportunity for Black people. I mean, for other
Right.
people too. I mean, and also, Seattle is a place where you find a lot of people. And a lot of people in mixed relationships and
Right.
all of that. I mean, it's a different kind of place here,
Well,
in some
yeah.
levels. But the cultural death is all over America. If it's not in the classrooms, it's in the streets. See,
Right.
in
Well,
the
and I
grocery
think that,
stores, in the
yeah,
post office, even in the doctor's office. I think some doctor's offices have been shot up, and all of this thing.
yeah.
See,
I wonder too if one of the things that I think it will be really interesting to see 30 years from now is the impacts of
oh,
social
gee,
media
right,
on kids,
right.
because kids spend so much time at home
Oh,
now
oh
playing
yes,
video games or on
that's right.
social media.
On social media,
I think that there is a disconnect
I
in
do
reading
too.
social cues and social
That's
emotional
right.
cues.
Exactly,
And so
exactly.
I think when kids are out in public, unless it's something that they've really had at home, understanding people's emotional reaction to the things that they say or do is not something that these kids are well versed in. And
No,
I say this, I have an 11-year-old at home still. We have kids in their mid to late 20s, but we also have someone who's 11, and it's a very different world to watch them interact with their friends than it is to watch our older kids. And
right,
it seems like that's been the biggest parenting change
right,
or
right,
child change since I've been a parent, is that introduction to social media
right.
and the ability to hide behind a screen, which
That's
kids
right.
didn't
That's
have
right. That's
before.
right. That's right. But
So
also, go ahead. I'm sorry.
when they say and do hurtful things, they can't
Yes,
see how that's affecting
that's
people.
right. That's right. And I know that I had a news commentator, Taylor, to tweet something out about me that wasn't true. And by the time we figured it out and had to make that person do a retraction, I got a full understanding how these young people feel. I mean,
Yeah,
because I have kids in social media, so we were able to fix this, but I didn't know it right away. But the other
right,
children, and then there's so much isolation in the homes that
right,
the children by themselves, and then the parents go in and find that the child is taking their own life, and I mean, and so I guess my kids would always be mad at me about the social media because I just would be, I mean, because I understand what it's doing to the brain. See, most people don't understand how it's affecting the children's brain,
yeah,
and what would it be like? I mean, will they be? I mean, with the artificial intelligence that can take our voice and go create something that we don't know about. I mean, so
right,
we will be living in a really different world. But one thing that I always believe in hope.
yes,
I always believe in the fact that there is a higher power. I mean, I'm not going to give in to none of this social engineering. I'm not going to give in to all of this stuff that I know that down the road is going to create young people who won't be able to function. And the
right,
more people who don't function, well, the more control they have over people. I mean, the governments of the world is doing something because they want to do this. See,
right,
it's all about control. But I think we, the people, have to stand up and say, no, we have to have our own boundaries. And amazingly, people who create technology, their kids is not on it. They
right,
on it. They limit it to 15 minutes a day.
right,
Okay, so if people who create technology limit technology for their own children, well, then when I hear them say that, I said, okay, I'm going to put this in my, and to let my people know that these people are marketing something that they don't believe in.
right,
Don't believe in. But I'm hopeful, and I'm hopeful that this is still an open case. I'm hopeful that, like I told Tyrone's loved mom, who passed away after he got murdered, I said, Alberta, we will not forget about your son. We will not forget, and we know that lots of people in Seattle know who the murderers are.
right.
Lots of people, lots of people are okay with murderers being next to them in the grocery store and at the bus stop. I'm not okay with that. I'm not
No,
okay. I'm
no.
not okay. I'm just not okay with that. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a chance to come on and to know that you have support from our family and from the work we're doing in the community. And because of this, we're wedding our issues together. You can no longer
Yes,
be concerned about police violence and not being concerned about the escalating violence in the Black community. I think
right,
long as we were programmed to look one way and never look at how we're harming ourselves. It's why we have so much violence and escalation in our community. We have to walk a parallel track.
That's
In
right.
order to get the work done. We cannot only be in these little silos anymore. It's not going to work. It harms our community and
And
it
we
harms
have
the
to,
world.
yeah, and we have to be willing to love people who sometimes other people wouldn't love.
Right. Yeah, and that's why when I came to your house and I said, "Oh, this is a Baha'i family," because I said, "Oh, this family is so loving." I've gone into many homes and and I've studied with many people except the Ku Klux Klan and the Down Birth Society, but and the Proud Boy, those people, and I said, "Oh my God, such a loving family." So I'm so glad that you could come on, and we will continue to love and continue to work together. Appreciate you.
We'll talk soon.
We sure will. You're listening to the Mother's Justice Show on 1150 AM KKNW. I'm your host, Reverend Walden, and we'll be right back. I have my next guest to bring on.
The Mother's Justice Show is brought to you by H.G. Walden and the Virtues Healing Circles. Join us for Wisdom and Wellness with Reverend Walden, a monthly virtual and in-person healing circle that focuses on community healing and growth. Learn more at virtueshealing.com. That's virtueshealing.com. Also, be sure to join our healing group on Facebook. Again, visit us at virtueshealing.com today.
Good afternoon. You're listening to the Mother's Justice Show on 1150 AM KKNW. I'm your host, Reverend Walden. I want to remind you all can please go to listen to the podcast and subscribe to that. Also, I want to bring my next guest in. I love that song because it reminds me of stand by each other. I mean, so we're each other's darling on what we might be facing here in America. So standing by, getting people ready to stand by each other. How you doing, Miss Oliver Francis? How you doing?
I'm doing good, Harriet. Doing very good. Thank you.
Well, I brought you on because we share something great in common. We grew up in the same community. Parents knew one another. We went to the same illustrious schools together. And we wedded to Seminole County in the Florida. So yeah. So I just want to get you in here briefly. Next month I'll bring you on again to talk about the governor. He's not my governor, and not the governor. So so yeah, let's talk about the governor.
Well, Harriet, I'm gonna tell you, he's not my governor either. And as far as the blacks in Florida, he's not their governor either.
Nope.
And if you've been listening to, if you've been keeping up with the news in the last couple of days, Florida NAACP put out travel advisory news press, and they also Jared Johnson from the national NAACP picked it up. So it's been on national news all day today about the travel advisory that was issued by Florida NAACP. So I know there are a lot of people, because I hear a lot of radios. I listen to radio early in the morning, asking, what are we doing in Florida? When I say we, I'm talking about the black people. What are the black people doing in Florida?
Yeah, well, that's what I was wondering too, because when I heard that he was coming after the Divine Nine, I mean, the black.
That was about what, about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and I know Crump. I thought that I know Benjamin Crump and some other people was talking about that, but
yes,
but see, in his mind, they already got the poor people locked down. I mean, locked up. Black people, they're locked out. And so now let's take let's go after the people the higher educated people. And I was hoping that Florida educated people was going to do a massive pushback. That's what I was hoping. And maybe they still might do a massive pushback, but they better hurry up and start doing a massive pushback.
Well, they can't get too massive because we're not that big in Florida. The black population, we're only about 13% of the population in the state of Florida. So we need help from blacks all around the United States.
Oh,
we need everybody to come in and help us. We need Washington State, Washington, D.C., New York, because we're just not that. That's a powerful group coming against a little bitty, and that's why he chose that group. Now, if we could come together with the LGBTQ community, that would help us out a whole lot. And they are coming in with us, the Latin community coming in with us. But
oh, the Latin community. Wait. The Latin community who always stood as the cheese stands alone. Do they understand what time it is now?
I hope they do. They're mentioning that advisory, that advisory advertisement that went out yesterday and today.
Really?
Really? They're listed in there.
Okay. I didn't realize that. I thought it was just single. I thought we just got isolated out. I mean, just I need to get more information about it. But the goal is to get us, because see, we're in the Constitution, and that's what people got to understand. Now, I mean, that's what they want to overturn, is that piece. They can. That's why they overturned Roe v. Wade as case law for 40 years. I mean, because really, they don't care anything about black babies being aborted anyway. So, if all those babies was black, Roe v. Wade would not have been overturned. But it was settled law, and they wanted to upset settled law. So when they try to go back to Brown versus the Board of Education, which would actually put us back in the Percy versus Ferguson, white man don't have no, a black man don't have no rights that a white man have to adhere to. That would be really unsettled law, because that's over 100 years ago. See, so yeah.
But Harriet, these times that we in now, where we feel like they are, that like in the state of Florida, where blacks in the state of Florida feel like they're trying to send us to Jim Crow. Do you know that this debt ceiling thing will hurt us as a black nation? If they don't come to some agreement on that, blacks will be hurt worse than any other group if that debt ceiling thing don't go through.
Well, maybe they know that, and maybe that's what they want to happen. But you know what, Francis, and all of my thing here, and that's why I like to play some of these old songs, is that, especially I woke up this morning with freedom on my mind, is that we have been here before. We have. I mean, we had 300 years of bondage, and we had 100 years of Jim Crow. So we have been here before. We have lived where they gave us nothing. I mean, we had and that's why when we came into the 1900s, when the turn of the century, the 1900s, when your parents was born and and we came along, we had more skills than anybody else in America, because we had to do it with our hands. And then when we came into the 2000s, we had less skills, because number one, a lot of things has happened. But I believe in my heart, and I can be wrong, we have the DNA of the imprint of making it through hard times in America. And we have that because it's part of our DNA. We're not the same DNA that we was when our ancestors came. We've gone through this before. And I think that most of the people who are actually behind these people, they just got to America. We've been here before the Civil War.
I mean, yes, but Harriet, during Reconstruction, we had it all. We were in the center. We had it all.
Well, and
from us then, and they're trying to take it away from us.
Well, this is the end of the second Reconstruction. That's what that is, and that's how I see it. I say, hell, it lasts. Excuse me. I mean, I'm sorry. I say, heck, it lasted a lot longer. That's this time.
They see Reconstruction coming back again. They see it.
Well,
and they're going to try to stop it any way they can.
But also, they would rather ruin the country than to make sure that another black person never be president. I mean,
this is why they are so far out there against Kamala Harris.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Because they know if Biden runs, Kamala Harris going to be with him, and they're going to do all they can to keep Biden from winning. And we as black folks got to realize this. Because if there is going to be a Republican run against Joe Biden, I hope it's not Trump, and I hope it's not DeSantis. I'm hoping it be Liz Cheney.
Well, she's a dark horse, but sometimes the dark horse comes through.
I'd rather have that dark horse than
Well,
to
I
have
mean, you know, it could be like
DeSantis.
the dark horse could be like Eisenhower. I mean, Eisenhower was the last real Republican. I mean, because he taxed the rich, he taxed the Republican, he taxed the rich. They had to pay 50% of their income in taxes, and then Reagan moved it to the poor, to the working class people. See, so he, you know, and he also said that if we weren't careful, we'd always be in all these wars, and that the people who made all the weapons would be running things. Is what he said. See, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All I'm asking the American people to do is to not make DeSantis president of the United States. And I don't think that's going to happen. But I think in Florida, we can stop DeSantis right here in Florida, but we need help to stop DeSantis.
Well, you know what, Francis? I mean, I hope when we talk again, you can have a whole thing, a list of how people can help. Number one, they can help by not spending no money.
Number one, all y'all radio announcers, all y'all TV people, play us up, talk about us. Let us talk on your shows about how we're being treated. Let us talk on your shows about one that DeSantis passed a couple of weeks ago that nobody's talking about at the ballot box. Nobody's talking about that one.
Well, that's right then. So yeah. So hey, that's why I'm gonna have you on there. I'm gonna have you on often. I'm gonna have my cousins on, my family in Tampa. You know, because she's in the.
And if you know any other radio announcers that would bring us on, it doesn't have to be me. It could be my NAACP president. We got to get the word out there.
Okay, well, you know what? I will also talk to my my son has they have a media and platform, and I can talk to some of those young people. But we got to get the young people because they got all kinds of platforms. You know, I mean, what about Roland Martin? I mean, have anybody reached out to Roland?
No, I plan to reach out to Roland Martin. I plan to reach out to Jamal. What is his name? Jamal Bryant.
Okay.
Jamal Bryant. I plan to we've already reached out to Al Sharpton. I plan to reach out. Huh?
No. But I was getting ready to say, you know, the major channels like CNN and MSNBC and all of those, they could have stopped Trump in 2016, but they didn't. So now they can have another opportunity to be talking about something. So I mean, reaching out to those stations.
But they pick up their clues from y'all, Harry.
Okay, well then you know what? Well, that's fine. It's another show on here called The Urban Forum with Eddie Wright. His daughter is Angela Wright. She was on CNN at one time. So you know, and so I can ask him. I can go on his show. I see if I can be on this show on Wednesday. He comes on Thursday, and at the same time that I'm in the same market. He has friends all over the country. I mean,
you know, one time we used to do in the '60s, we had to depend on the preachers and the churches.
Well, the
church, they depend on the preachers and the churches.
No, they're in the Megaville.
Depend on the media people, the black people that spreading that word by media.
Well, you know what? And also we still got the black press. I mean, we got Seattle has a black radio station and the medium. I mean, the newspaper. So also, and then there's the Chicago Defender still going, and then there's the Amsterdam News there. That do a lot there in New York City. So so there are some places to work because you know, the black press is what got us through this. The black press showed Emmett Till new picture. I mean, in Jet magazine.
That's right.
I mean, because we had no access before. We had no access before. It was the black press, and we so you know, that's my commitment. My commitment is to getting you on often, and I got family. I got Waldens down in Tampa. I got Levine's in Jacksonville. So I got a whole host of friends and family in Florida. And all up and down the East Coast. So yeah, we will. Mothers will have you on this show. Somebody from Florida on often because because the revival of our people has to begin in Florida and then connect with Tennessee. Because if we get Tennessee and Florida involved on the revival and the stopping this stuff, because those young people there in Tennessee and Nashville, those two Justins, they on to something. I mean, and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I Francis, you said, "Oh, I'm going home. You know, I'm not doing. Oh, I just like the Lord the Lord done touched old Francis here, who walked it, who used to organize. I mean, you're getting that spirit of youth coming back, and you can see the people who came before us. I mean, Francis, we do this because people who came before us never gave up, Francis.
They never gave up.
That's why we keep at it.
And I had said that once I turned 80 years old, I'm gonna be in my garden. I'm not gonna worry about politics. I'm not gonna worry. But I've been on the phone all morning fussing with everybody about what y'all doing. Well,
because Francis, Creator has allowed us to still be here for a reason. I mean, because if everybody died at 45, it would be no wisdom on the planet. Hello. Hallelujah. Hello.
That's right.
And some people say, well, y'all ought to go sit down. For what? I mean, I don't need a rocking chair.
If we go sit down, they're going to fall apart.
I'm telling you, because they already tired from the George Floyd. Okay, we didn't had Emmett Till, we didn't had all this stuff, I mean, my grandmother, like I say, our parents we were raised with guns in the home, Francis. Okay,
that's right. That's right.
And we were obedient. We never played with them. We never touched those guns unless you went up to Alabama, so you learn how to use a gun up in Alabama with your people on your property on them 100 acres y'all got up in Alabama.
but we get tired and things look like they look bad for Florida. Things look bad for the Black people in Florida because like I said, we only about 13% of the population in the state of Florida, and wow. This man is running over that. He's using our weakness and our weakness. You're strong in numbers, and we're not strong in numbers.
Well, we're not strong in numbers, but we still got a mighty Lord. We got a mighty Lord, and some of those who
and the Lord is sending people like you.
But we also know we got a mighty number in prison that they should not be in prison because they shouldn't have did whatever was going on. So Florida is not not down in population. They just not all able to organize. They don't have a lot of freedom. Probably I don't know how many people are incarcerated in Florida, but I can bet
a whole lot of.
I bet the Black numbers is more than 13%. Okay.
Oh yes. Okay. It's about 70%.
Okay, so now we could, they might not be able to vote, but they could talk to their people on the outside. So now we need to send somebody in there like Malcolm X and say, hey, y'all see your error in your ways now, so let's get it together. Well, Francis, it's amazing that we have the energy. I mean, it's amazing that we have the energy and our mind is still there. We know what lift every voice sings mean. We understand what it is to be on the battlefield. I mean, we understand.
But here's the thing. They're using all the kind of slingshots to shoot us down.
That's okay. We're Goliath, man. I mean, we're David. Well, David
better get his slingshot together
we're David, man. I mean, it's like, battle. Hey, we are David.
We up against some giants.
Well, no, you know what? But the Bible is full of giants. Okay, I'm going to fall back on the word, man. Because, I mean, we've had giants before. What do you think those posses was out there running after?
I believe in prayer too, but faith without works are dead.
Well, you know what? But see, you know what? I believe right now that there's a spirit right now waiting. Jesus said, behold, I stand at the door is knocked. Okay, he's knocking at the door. We just say, come on. Well, one with God is a majority. Don't you know that?
But we got God. That Republican trying to push it at that other end of that door.
Oh, but they don't even believe in God. But that Republican don't make the sun come up, baby. That Republican don't do nothing.
Right now, he's standing in the way of our Medicare, our Pell grants, our veterans benefits, SNAP.
Oh, well, you know what? All of that, I hear that. But I do know, Francis, I know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, that there's another power. I don't give these people no credit. I don't give them no credit because I don't give them no credit. I don't give them no power because there's a power behind him. He could be not here tomorrow. Who knows? I mean, we can call on Harriet Tubman. She used to pray for people. What happened? I mean, hey, we got it in our history. We got it in our DNA.
Harriet Tubman also had a gun with her too.
Well, yeah, but she used it. But she used it for folks who wanted to go back.
and we're in the same boat Harriet Tubman is. She said she could have freed more blacks if they just only knew they were slaves.
Well, but they
See?
but see, you know what's happening right now? They're gonna know it. Because one thing about it, these people are intent of showing us every bit of how much they hate us. And you know what? Let that happen. Why not? I mean, let this stuff come on out. Let the world see again that they're the same people who wanted to. I mean, really and truly. I mean, really, and
Yeah.
they will show themselves because they don't have enough sense not to show themselves. I mean, they don't have enough sense not to be.
Who could be any dumber than DeSantis?
That's
I
right.
mean, he went so far on the right until he hung himself.
Well, but then,
How
but see,
dumb is that?
but then that's how we know we got a mighty God. That's how we know we got a mighty God. Listen, friends, I'm going to have to take a break now. I have to say goodbye to you, but we're on this together, and I'll have you back on really soon, okay? And we're
Okay,
going to
Harry.
continue, and I'll make a whole list of things I can do because I'm a
All right.
Floridian. I'm a Florida girl, okay?
I know. And I really enjoyed your show. I really enjoyed your conversation.
All right. Thank you. I'll be in touch, okay? All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You listen to the Mother's Justice Show at 11:50 a.m. KKNW. I'm your host. I'll be right back. Thank you.
The Mother's Justice Show is brought to you by H.G. Walden and the Virtues Healing Circles. Join us for Wisdom and Wellness with Reverend Walden, a monthly virtual and in-person healing circle that focuses on community healing and growth. Learn more at virtueshealing.com. That's virtueshealing.com. Also, be sure to join our healing group on Facebook. Again, visit us at virtueshealing.com today.
Oh, good afternoon. You listen to the Mother's Justice Show at 11:50 a.m. KKNW. I'm your host, Reverend Walden. It's my joy to be on the air. And no, we shall not be removed. We shall stand. Francis and I, we love one another, and so we will stand. And I just wanted to say we're going to be talking about this issue in Florida because Florida it was a slave state. And we had to sing, you know, they played the Confederate flag. They played the, way down the Dixie. They had the Confederate flags up. We had to sing the song. The Florida song was way down upon the Swanee River. They were pining that the slaves was gone. They wanted to go back way down upon the Swanee River. Florida's had a lot of atrocities, and this governor wants to continue that. But we shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. So I just wanted to give after that with Francis, I just want to say we should not be moved. Also, we have some remembrance this week that I wanted to talk about. On the 15th of May, last year the shooting at the Buffalo at the grocery store, 10 people were killed and 3 wounded. I think the oldest person was in the 80s. And they just went to get grocery. They weren't bothering anybody. And this young man, actually, well, he did plead guilty. I mean, so it was not a trial. So I think I don't know if he was sentenced yet, but he did plead guilty in that case. And of course, the nation will probably be remembering, especially the Black community, May 25th. That was the day that George Floyd was murdered in daylight. I mean, it was almost 9 minutes that people watched the officer there killed him, and it was not television. It was not a movie that everybody was going to be living in in the next segment or the next time you see him on screen. So, I want to remember that. But also, I want us to, no matter where we at in our thinking in our life, for me, there's always hope. I mean, I will never be to the place where I don't believe anything else other than that. And I want us, to be mindful that life is still good. In the midst of suffering, God is. We're never alone. In the midst of all that is happening in the world, there is a presence and a principle and a life that is forever with us. And the more we wake up to that, the more we wake up to knowing that who we are in spirit, who we know, who we are, that we get the strength to move through these dark days, that man has created these dark days. And we remember that it was 9 minutes that the world watched a person, Mr. Floyd, be murdered. And because of COVID, people really got this, and there was a lot of organizing around police accountability and people calling into questions, and a lot of people around police departments. A lot of officers left. Some of them officers should have gone on to someplace else, and that type of thing. So. As I told Francis, we don't go home. I mean, we stay out here because of our ancestors. We owe it to the people who suffered, never had running water in their homes, never voted, never had any convenience. We owe it to them and to the children unborn to continue to do the work for justice. We owe it to generations unborn and to the shoulders that we stand on. And in that thing, and in that regard, I'm asking the community to come out to Mother's Meeting, and it's going to be on the 20th. It's actually the 31st, the last Wednesday of this month, at the Liberty Bank apartment building there, the community room, from 6 to 7:30. And our guest is going to be Attorney Vonda Sargent. She has a really important case that we're going to talk about that she won. And also, she was the attorney that helped Mr. Wingate case. I mean, he was a man. I mean, 70 years old, 71 years old, walking down the street with his golf cane, and using that as a cane, and he got arrested and charged with a crime. And she was able to come to to actually work on that case and get those charges dropped for him. He was in his 70s, had never been arrested in his life, and he came out of segregation, so he knew that that this was something that he could lose his life in, even at his age. The police officers was eventually fired. They bought out a contract, and so she left she didn't leave SPD poor. She left with some money. So anyway, I wanted to let you know that because Monday is a holiday, I won't be on air. I will probably be on to see Mr. Wright if I can be on his show on Thursday to announce our meeting again. It's Mother's Meeting on May 31st at Liberty Bank Building, Community Room, 1405 24th Avenue. See you there. You listen to the Mother's Justice Show at 11:50 a.m. KKNW. Guess what? I'm your host, Reverend Walden. I see you in 2 weeks. Have a great holiday. Thank you.